A warm welcome to Business Daily right here on Trust Television. I am Yusuf Akogu. Let's take the business top stories. Glad to have you back. Now we go to the stock market to give you highlights of the stock trading as it went down on Friday. The market closed there in the positive negative territory, rather 0.27% over 183 basis points were lost that day from the all-share index. 205.893 million volume of shares, valued at 6.38 billion naira in a deals of 4,986 exchange hands among investors on Friday. Of course, the all-share index down a little bit, like I said earlier, 66,915.41 basis points. It ended on Friday. Let's look at the top gaining equities. The top gaining equities are Thomas Watt, actually, that's the original pronunciation, up there 10%, the highest gainer on the day, to close at 3 naira 63 kobo per shares. The Ikeja Hotels also down, up there 7.51. It closed on Friday to close at 3 naira and 15 kobo. Omatek completing the top three gainers on Friday at 7.1%. It gained to close at 45 kobo per share. Let's look at the top losing equities. The top losing equities on Friday, of course, Cadbury back on the losing table, 10%, a huge loss there, 12 naira 60 kobo. The share prices ended on Friday. Of course, Flour Mill as well on the losing side, 9.03% down to close at 28 naira 20 kobo. And of course, Sovereign Wealth Insurance also down 8.33% to close at 33 kobo per shares. Let's look at the performance in terms of volumes. Of course, Fidelity Bank topping the chart there, 28.1 million volume of shares. FBN Group 18 million, as well as Access Bank, Zenith Bank as well, 18 million volume of shares were traded among all these the banks. Let's look at the sectorial performance. The sectorial performance on Friday, banking sector 0.12% positive. The industrial sector down, flat there, it closed, though on the positive side. The consumer good index down 0.56%. The oil and gas has been no much activities there. It's been like that for weeks. And of course, the insurance sector 0.08%. It closed there on a positive side on Friday. The rest of Africa, how are they looking like this morning? Of course, in Joburg is red, 0.76%. If you go to Ghana, it's positive. On a flat note, you will say, of course, and in Nairobi is down 0.16% in Nairobi. These are the highlights of the stock trading as it went down on Friday. As usual, the trading is on today, and of course, we'll give you all the update that you need to know. But right now, we're going to go on a break. When we come back, we'll look at the volatile Nigeria's Forex market. How has this impacted on the economy? Don't go away. Glad to have you back. It's the Business Daily right here on Trust Television. We're going straight to our discussion on the volatile Nigeria foreign exchange market. The impact on the economy is huge. And I have two gentlemen joining me from Lagos. Mukhtar Mohammed is a financial analyst. He joined me via Zoom from Lagos. Good morning, Mukhtar.
Thank you for having me, Yusuf.
All right. I also have Aminu Gwadabe. Aminu Gwadabe is the president, Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, ABCON. He joined me via phone, also from Lagos. Good morning, Mr. Malam Gwadabe.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right. Let me start with you. The Forex market, you are key stakeholders. How do you take the current issue in the Forex market? How is it affecting your members?
First, it's not only a sector specific, is multidimensional, is an issue of great concern, is a national problem. How it is affecting my members is a twin issue. My members cannot be an island, cannot be exonerated from this disheartening and worrisome scenario. So it's a situation that every Nigerian, I'm sure, is not happy about it because it affects a lot of sectors of the economy, inflation, unemployment, insecurity, misery, hunger. I can go on and on and on just because of a single parameter, which is the foreign exchange rate. So there is a need for all hands to be on deck to ensure that we really turn around the situation for the benefit of all Nigerians.
All right. Malam Gwadabe, you have also advised the CBN to ensure that there's liquidity in the forex market to support the domestic economy. What measures do you think they should adopt?
You see, first, the Bureau de Change were considered by the central bank in 2006 to lay a foundation. Anytime there is spike and volatility in the market, to usher in liquidity, to usher in a closing of the gap between the parallel market and the official market. So these are some of the main roles the Bureau de Change have always played to be the most pass-through effect of the Access Bank foreign exchange policy. These roles, the BDC has been doing it in 2006, in 2009, in 2019, 2020. We have trajectories like this where we always come in to salvage spike and volatility. So having achieved those scenarios in those years, it is also of necessary and urgent importance for the Apex Bank to ensure that the Bureau de Change continue to play their moderating and regulating role of the foreign exchange market. Why we are seeing these gaps is because that role of being the third leg of whatever market you can call it, is it IE window, is it Nigerian foreign exchange autonomous market, the BDC are the third leg of that market. And where you exclude them, there is definitely going to be misalignment. I'm happy there is synergy now between the fiscal and monetary policies. There is meetings on how to ensure that the gaps are being closed. So that is a good step, which I want to advise the Apex Bank and the fiscal authorities to continue engaging themselves so that that misalignment that we have been seeing before will now be reduced or eliminated completely. Secondly, as an association and self-regulatory organization, we have concern of the liquidity crisis in the system, and we have offered various solutions to the central bank, more especially in democratizing and centralizing the foreign exchange market. Don't exclude the BDC. Make it democratic. Make it centralized. And this, we said, we are coming with digitization, which we make it transparent, which will make it efficient. We have a robust system that if the IFS Bank can look into it, I can assure you the issue of scarcity, the issue of widening gap will be almost eliminated or reduced to the barest minimum. Thirdly, the hanging fruits. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go on.
Thirdly, what we have as the hanging fruit is the diaspora remittances.
All right.
Unfortunately, the license bureau the change that are supposed to tap into this scheme are the ones that have been excluded. The CBN should, as a matter of urgency, reinstate their 2016 circular, whereby they have said the bureau de change, after reviewing their capital from 10 million to 35 million, are going to be considered as agent of an IMTSO. For the CBN to ensure our digitalization proposals is being looked into, reviewed, and invited for implementation. And then finally, we also want to ensure that productivity is gamen, because it's only factories, if I may quote our former vice president, Professor Osunbajo, that said it's factories that can save the naira, not the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right, just hang on there. Let me bring in Mukhtar Mohammed. Hello, Mukhtar. You have listened to the president of ABCON. He has given some position on measures that can be taken to ensure that we have stable Forex markets. Tell us, since what we've been seeing since last week is what some people call free fall of the naira from 900 to 1,000 to 1,002. Even at the official exchange rate window, is about almost 1,000 naira, 999. What do you make of that?
Well, I agree with what he has said. There should be a synergy between the Monetary Policy Committee and then the CBN, and also with the bureau de change, those that are operate by the law. What we know is that speculators are now driving the currency, and Gwadabe cannot absorb his people from those blame, because part of the people that most of these speculators are using to fuel this fall of the naira. You and I know, and I'm sure Mr. Gwadabe knows, that at this moment, the naira is very undervalued compared to the US. And like here a lot, is being liquidity. Liquid the challenge. And the bureau de change to be the only avenue to access liquidity, especially for SMEs, Nigerian businesses that want a seamless exchange rate system. So in as much as I agree that the bureau de change have to FX themselves, because they are no more having FX from the, I think their mood operandi need review, like he is saying. They need to begin to be guided by economic principles, which is based on demand and so on, then violation. When you look at the value goods, buy and buy the person that is to provide. So I don't see why the bureau de change should be different from having in the I&E window. They are moving towards the same goal. So it's whereby before now the CBN have given index, and some of these really abuse that policy. What led to the suspension of giving effects to them. So I still believe that there is synergy, because they are also the ones that meet the end users. When we are talking end users, we are talking of those that are looking for 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. That whole idea of having the bureau de change. If you need $10 to $15 million, then you have to patronize the official window or the IE it was before. But Malawi agree with me that some of his members went as giving up to 1 million, and some of them it became a crime where money laundering became an avenue for money laundering. You look at this case of the former accountant general of the Federal, whereby he has to really change were involved in it. So then I think they need to get their members and make sure they operate by the rule, and also then the physical authority, especially the monetary authority, need to start again, because you can't just watch your currency in and pattern in the market by speculators.
All right. Mala Mukhtar, you did talk about read a change, not really, in form of maybe accusing them now of being responsible for some of the problem we're having in the FX market. Don't you think that the failure of the deposit money bank is also part of the reason why a lot of people are turning to BDCs?
Because the deposit money banks are allowed to operate like the BDC by the CBN. And I keep saying, I think I've said it in your program, tomorrow the CBN decide that the deposit bank should bring in their FX from offshore, begin to operate the way they change it. I can assure you within 24 hours, you will see a significant in the exchange rates between the official market. I can tell you that for now, this to be the only avenue where, say it again, small and SMEs and so can access FX seamlessly. You have to go through the IE window or the autonomous import exchange market, whatever they call it. There you need to go and get those processes are long and this cannot wait that long. That's why they still remain the key driver of that sector. So what they need to do, if you create a situation for the rule they change and that competitor is ready to play by the rule and is able to regulate them, they will see a price downward trend. Now, I agree with the change when it comes to digitalization. I agree with Mr. In one of his interviews I had, we need to crack down on remittance, that are remittance through the use of app on the internet. Without those finding their ways into our own coffee, we are looking for liquidity. What they do, some of them app are not area, but they have naira denominated assets here. So what they do is they, instead of like coming to Nigeria, is still and why they not give the other person the night. So CBN also need to work on seeing how get those people together and measure remittance and remitted here in Nigeria, so that we can attract the liquidity, otherwise ban them and make them not operate in Nigeria. And this is not rocket science, it's something to do. Or they also have to call them and then snap with them, so that we have an exchange window. They whereby somebody is looking for an rate, and what he thinks is to go to call them the Aboki and say, Aboki, how much is it should be done up by now in this state of digitalization. We should go to the CBN website, the official website, and know what the exchange rate is, instead of calling somebody that doesn't know the ethics of, what I say, doesn't know dynamics of the exchange rate mechanism it works, and it gives you any rate and you accept it.
All right. I don't know if Malam Gwadabe will agree with you on that. Malam Gwadabe, I'm sure you want to respond to some of the things that Mr. Mukhtar has said, but your members too have been accused of creating artificial scarcity in the forex market.
You see, this is the problem we have, even from the public, from the regulators and the security agents, the generalization of stigmatization. I want to make some clarification. The license bureau, the change of Central Bank of Nigeria and the commercial banks are not competitors. We are to play complementary roles. However, I don't know if Mr. Mukhtar is coming from the banking industry, by him to have defended the money deposit bank and blamed the rich church. I have just a statement on that. I remember when the former management of Central Bank stigmatized the Bureau change and used it as a reason to suspend the interventions into that subsector. One of the MD of the deposit money bank did boasted that now that is the bank that is doing it, they're going to break the rate. And then, by then, I think it's about 500, and the official was doing 350 also, that they will bring the rate back to its level. And that is the beginning of the problem. Our allocation meant for us were diverted to the money deposit bank. Until now, we kept on seeing a widening gap. So I doubt if his analysis can hold water in terms of accusing the Bureau de Change and exonerating the money deposit banks. Who is having the allocation for the past 3 years? The allocation of the Bureau de Change were meant to be diverted to the commercial bank. That was the reason given. Apart from their initial allocation, the one given to the BDC was diverted to them. And yet, every day we see a widening gap, widening gap, widening gap. Like I said, I'm not talking to a blame game, but you are the one that asked him a question, and he felt it necessary that the BDC should take the blame. This is not right. Stigmatization of the industry is not going to help our image. Right. Nigeria is even grey-listed right now as we speak by the Financial Action Task Force. So if we continue to condemn or to criminalize a subsector, that we all need to come around, to rally around and ensure that we have a cleaner image of the country, is not going to do anything well for us. Yes, like he said, it's good. The Bureau de Change, I said, there is a demarcation between a licensed Bureau de Change and unlicensed Bureau de Change. Let us face reality.
All right.
What is causing this frivolity, frivolous demand? Almost every Nigerian have lost confidence in the local currency. People are now hedging their risks on Bitcoin, on other investment derivatives, moving their naira to other currencies. And somebody is somewhere saying it's the Bureau de Change that are causing it. Our capital has been eroded. We are the ones that we normally buy this currency 500, 600. Today is 1,002. Our capital has been eroded. We're not even in business. And we're the ones receiving the heat all the time. That is the Bureau de Change. Digitalize it, centralize it, make it competitive. What is a bank doing with selling for $400, $1,000 to travelers? That should not be their immediate field of transaction. They should off their hand on it and allow the Bureau de Change to be doing such transactions and meet the retail end need of the market, critical need of the market.
All right, Malam Gwadabe, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
If you can hear me, you have admitted that there are some, unofficial BDCs operators that are claiming to be your members. What are you doing to ensure that those bad eggs don't play in the market?
Our members are not difficult to get. Don't deal with any member that you see on the street without an office. Go to his office. Any of our members, you visit his office. One, he is expected to hang his license, central bank license, to hang his certificate of incorporation, to hang his membership of the association.
All right.
So our members are not difficult to find.
All right.
Those you see on the street and you are ascribing them to our members is a very, very, very wrong classification.
All right.
And an impression of what our members are.
All right. All right, Mukhtar, let me give you 30 seconds to summarize what you think the CBN should do to ensure that there is a harmonization between the BDC's rates and, of course, the official exchange rates.
Okay, thank you. And I want to tell Mr. Gwadabe that I'm not accusing I'm not defending the money deposit bank. I'm saying that in developed economy in the world, they work that you don't see people along the streets going to the bank and you do your exchange and you go out. I'm saying, and that it should be well with all. And if you have a normal Bureau de Change, the license Bureau de Change, which you have said, so it's up to the SIC agents to begin to arrest those that are in Bureau de Change. And he has brought that to light. Now let me run what the government needs to do. You need to have partner in progress. And I don't think the Bureau should be left out, but again, they should work with the law. If you are getting liquidity from CBN and CBN is saying that this is the amount that you are supposed to sell, begin to sell off the amount, I don't like. But they are partner in progress. Stakeholders, both money, both Bureau de Change, both the financial institutions, all need to come together and have solution. And the best solution is we attract liquidity. And when this liquidity, hope we don't end up, this liquidity does not end up in speculator and does not end up in the hands of those that are out there to destroy the economy. And that is why all stakeholders have to come together.
Absolutely. All stakeholders need to work today. I must thank you, gentlemen. Mukhtar Mohammed, financial analyst all the way from Lagos, and of course, Aminu Gwadabe, President, ABCON, that is Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria. I must thank you both for your time on Business Daily today.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, is a wrap
Thank
on
you.
the show today. We'll be back tomorrow for more. I am Yusuf Akogun.